While I still have what I like to call a dumb phone, most of the brothers in my community, and I'm guessing most of you, have a smartphone. Recently, one of the brothers has been enjoying an app called Talking Pig. Talking Pig is an adorable virtual pet who you can play with, and he will repeat everything you say in a funny voice. This brother will say, "Hello, Piggy," and hear back, "Hello, Piggy." Sometimes Brother Tom argues with Talking Pig, hearing his passionate words mirrored back in virtual pig accent. It's hilarious, and I highly recommend the app if you're looking for a mindless way to waste some time. This Sunday, we journey with Jesus to Jerusalem, where he is greeted with shouts of Hosanna, but ends up lifeless on the cross. In praying through the Passion, I was struck by how time and time again, Jesus did not fight back, not even in the subtlest way. He never retaliated, never returned violence for violence. Let's compare Christ's response to what we see more often. There is an Irish saying, "May those who love us, and those who don't love us, may God turn their hearts. And if he doesn't turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles, so we'll know them by their limping." Isn't that how some of us feel sometimes? We want to be loved, and when we're hurt instead, on some level, we want to retaliate. We can become like Talking Pig, parroting back what we receive, hurting when hurt, and insulting when insulted. Our country's response to terrorism has been terrorism. Wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and now a drone war in which people comfortably positioned behind computers drop missiles on villages and refer to their targets, our brothers and sisters, as, quote, bug splats. It also happens on an interpersonal level. The violence is subtler, sometimes taking the form of gossip, insults, abuse of social media, cold looks, avoidance, or the silent treatment. We can be like Talking Pig, stating the same thing in a different tone of voice. Franciscan Father Richard Rohr says, if we do not transform our pain, we transmit it. Jesus shows us the path of transformation. Judas comes to betray him with a kiss, and Jesus calls him friend. He loved Judas. When a disciple strikes the high priest's servant's ear, Jesus says, "Put your sword back into its sheath, for all who take the sword will perish by the sword." He loved the servant, his disciple, and each person who came to the garden with swords and clubs to arrest him. When the chief priests, elders, and entire Sanhedrin sought false testimony against him, mocked him, spit in his face, struck him, and slapped him, Jesus was silent. He loved them. He loved Peter, who denied him 3 times, and Pilate, who washed his hands of responsibility while condemning Christ to scourging and death. He loved each person in the crowd who shouted, "Let him be crucified," as well as the soldiers who stripped him, placed a crown of thorns on his head, and beat him with a reed. He didn't fight back with words, blows, or a hint of defensiveness. He also loved those who passed by to revile him on the cross, and the revolutionaries crucified alongside him, who abused him in the same way. Jesus didn't fight back because it would have been inconsistent with who he is. He came to love and save all of us, including each and every person who took part in his passion. He would never repeat or retaliate like the talking pig, because he'd rather absorb the pain than pass it along. God, please grant us the grace to be truly, deeply Christian, loving disciples who will transform our world. Our Lady of Perpetual Help, pray for us.